If you're a WoW fan, let me introduce you to my Death Knight build, which allow you to utilise their frost powers as well as hit really hard, apply weakness and all sorts, as well as other magics, and you'll see you can take out enemies pretty quick. So let's jump over it. Okay, when it comes to your Death Knight, first thing I'm going to say when it comes to race is play what you want to play. You want to be a Khajiit Death Knight, you be a Khajiit Death Knight. You want to be an Orc, be an Orc. This is your character, you have to play as them for 50 to 100 hours. Be something you actually want to be. If you don't mind about that and you do want the more, optimal or min-maxed race to pick, then let's start. And we start with the Dark Elf and more importantly, the Vardenfell. Now Dark Elves are noted for their balance between swords, bows and destruction magic. Obviously sword and destruction magic, two big things. Resistant to fire, really useful because there's so much fire damage in this game. And being able to summon an Ancestral Ghost is nice. But if we go over the stats, you'll see 50 speed to help us get around. 40 strength, this affects your blade weapons. 40 endurance, this helps with your health pool and your health regen. 40 intelligence, lots of really good balanced stuff here. And when it comes to skills, a plus 15 in blade is perfect. Plus 10 to athletics, plus 15 to destruction magic and plus 10 to mysticism, all really good Death Knight perks that we need to have this thematically. Your next option is the very melee orientated Red Guard. Now the Red Guards are awesome if you come to the top, as for some reason we spin around. You'll see the difference between the Mountain Tail and the Ulkir is strength. So in my opinion, the Dragon Tail is the one to go for. 50 strength, 50 endurance, lacking on the magic side, so bear that in mind. This is something you could counteract when it comes to your birth sign, but bear that in mind. When it comes to your skills, plus 15 to blade, plus 15 to athletics, plus 15 to blunt if you want to mix things up and instead of having a sword have a warhammer, something like that. Plus 10 to heavy armor, also really needed. Lots of really awesome things here. After that we have the Nord. Now the Nord is awesome because really good with melee capabilities. If we look between Eastern and Western, you'll see the difference is willpower versus endurance. So in my opinion, Eastern is a bit more balanced for this build. But 50 strength to help with your blade damage, 40 willpower for your magic. We have 40 endurance for your health pool. If you come to the skills, plus 15 to blade, plus 10 to block. We've got plus 15 to heavy armor. There's a plus 10 to restoration if you want to throw in a little bit of healing magic. Choice is yours. But a really good, just solid option here. And then the next one is the Cistern Breton. So these guys are just pure magic. But the good thing with the Sistress is 40 strength. So this will help your melee capabilities from the start. Unfortunately, endurance does take a bit of a penalty at 30. Again, this is something you can boost if need be. So bear that in mind. But regardless, if you come to their skills, all of the magics, apart from destruction, which is a shame, has some bonus to it. So this is really something to really focus on, and if you did want to take this, you could always take the Warrior Birth Sign, which I'll go over later, to boost it up. So like I said, when it comes to your Birth Sign, there are 3 I really recommend here. The Warrior, the Lord, and the Lady. And again, you can pick and choose these. You could double down, and you could go the Warrior and the Red Guard, be super melee orientated, and then work on your willpower and the rest of the magic stuff as you go through the game. You could take the Lord. This is very defensive. This is probably my personal favourite one. And then the Lady's also really good as well for fortifying willpower and endurance. You could also go with the Birth Sign to fortify your Magicka. Again, it kind of depends what you want to do. You can either double down on one big skill at the start, or keep yourself balanced. I personally like the balanced approach, so in my personal playthrough, I've gone with the Breton and then the Warrior, to try and keep things as balanced as possible. But I could have gone the Red Guard and the Warrior, and then worked on my Magicka and willpower as we go through. But the Warrior to get the fortify endurance and strength, so this will boost your bladed damage with longswords and claymores, and then your health pool and your regeneration. The Mage, obviously fortify Magicka, increases it by 50 points, really helpful. The Lady, obviously fortify willpower, so this is your mana and its regeneration, and your endurance, which is your health pool, and that's regeneration out of combat. And then the Lord, like I said, super defensive, increases your armor rating by 15 and your magic resistance by 15. So this is probably my personal favourite one to pick, depending on your stat setup. If you have taken a more balanced class, like you've taken not the Red Guard, which one is it? Dark Elf, for example, then I'd probably take the Lord. But again, choice is really yours, but one of these four is the best option here. For the sake of this, I will be taking the Lord. And then when it comes to your class, we are going to be creating a custom class. Now theoretically, again, you can either go combat or magic, whichever one you prefer. This is dealer's choice at this point. For this personally, I'm just going to take combat because we're going to be using our bladed weapons a lot. And then it comes to your attributes. So I would personally take endurance. Let's get that health pool. Death Knights are super tanky, so let's get that up. Let's get that regen going. And strength. Now if you wanted to, you could take intelligence. Choice is really yours. It's, again, dealer's choice. If you have really good magicka and stuff, then take intelligence. If you have really good strength, take strength. So this is what I will personally be taking. And then we get to our specializations. Or sorry, not our specializations, our skills. And for this, let's go over it. We're going to go with Blade. Blade, we love to hit people with swords. This is amazing. We're also going to take Heavy Armor, because what Death Knight is complete without Heavy Armor? Lots of easy ways to get it in the game. I can show you somewhere to get it as well, which is at a fort, which I'll go over next. After this, we're going to come into our magics, and there's a lot of these we are going to take. We're going to start with Destruction Magic. Let's throw around some cold damage. Let's throw around some big damage dealing spells. We're going to take Conjuration, Summoning Undead, all sorts of fun things like this. We can even turn undead. Awesome stuff. We're going to take Restoration, because what Death Knight is complete without being able to just buff itself up. Also allow you to cure diseases and improve your resistances, which is always nice. Now, we are also going to take Alteration. Really good for, obviously, reducing your encumbrance, being able to shield yourself, which is huge for this build. And then after this, choice is yours. You could take Mysticism to tap into being able to reflect damage, being able to bind souls so you can keep powering up your magic weapons. Or you can go Blunt, give yourself more option when it comes to your weapon capabilities. Again, another dealer's choice. Take whatever you think is cooler, take whatever you think you want to use the most. So let's go over these again. When it comes to our combat, we are going to go specialization. We're even going combat or magic. Pick whichever one you prefer here. Favorite attributes, I would always take endurance, and then either strength or magicka. I think it was magicka. Sorry, intelligence. That's what I meant. This will affect your magicka. But one of these. Either magicka, or sorry, intelligence or strength. And then skills. We're going to go with Alteration. We're going to go Blade, Conjuration, Destruction, Heavy Armor, Restoration, and then either Blunt, or you could take Mysticism. Again, dealer's choice, take what you want here. And now to go over your skills, as you go through, you'll see your Blade will allow you to deal power attacks, which will apply weakness, which, as you saw, helps you take out enemies quicker. It can also, as you upgrade it, help you apply bleed. Blunt will allow your weapons to be more durable, and grant you a shield. Again, tapping very nicely into our Alteration, stuff like that, as well as silence opponents. Heavy Armor makes your armor degrade slower, makes it no longer encumber you, and it will last for longer. Alteration, obviously, the more you boost this up, much like Conjuration and Destruction and Restoration, the more powerful spells you can do. Now, in this, spell damage isn't really based upon your spell level, it's based upon the actual spell itself, which is why things like willpower and being able to boost your magicka and its regeneration is so important. Okay, now very minor spoilers for the rest of the video. So if you're done, you don't want to know where to get some heavy armor easy, you can turn off now. Thank you so much, I really appreciate you guys watching. If you do want to know, then near to where your first sort of start of the game is, here at Waynham Priory, there is a fort just here called Battlehorn Castle. If we go here, now when you get to Battlehorn Castle, it's under siege by some invaders. If you defeat the invaders, as you can see here, you actually get to keep the castle. Now the invaders, every time I've done this, have heavy armor on, and what's really cool is that there's a few man-at-arms here. So I wonder if we can find any. Here we go. If you talk to these, you can actually get them to follow you around the world. So you just have a follower for free. It's really cool. The enemies are very tanky at the gate, so please bear that in mind. but you can get some awesome heavy armor if I just show you here. And you can really just tank yourself up and start dealing out some crazy damage. So I really hope you have enjoyed this build. If you have, please drop the episode a like, it helps me tremendously, and let me know what you'd change. Any other skills? Would you change your specialization? What race would you pick? Or just let me know what you think of Oblivion Remastered. What race are you going for? Or not race, sorry, which like build are you going for? Are you going for magic, stealth archer, you know, melee? Let me know, I'd love to hear from you. Regardless, I really hope you've enjoyed. Please subscribe for more. I've got more guides to Oblivion Remastered, to Baldur's Gate, to Path of Exile, to Dragon Age. All the amazing RPGs you could ever need. And hopefully, I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.